After 10 months, Sophia, a widow, finally decided to clean up the workshop husband. She didn't go there for months, and didn't know what that I could find. It was all too old, and she knew she had to play there out. But she asked her son for help because some objects were very heavy. While Joe was cleaning that was on the bench, he found a letter in a drawer. He didn't hesitate for a moment, and told his mother about the discovered. When Sophia read the letter, she immediately started crying. Sad Sophia found it difficult to give things up of your late husband. Get rid of them made her feel like she was missing out on the last thing. It was his, but she had to do it. She had to say goodbye to him, for the harder it was for her. And he's gone, he'll never come back. Even keeping her things, and she still. I was in so much pain over the loss of my husband. She would have done anything to be with him, even if it was just for a while. But then she heard her son call her, and found a letter old that she definitely had to read. When Sophia opened the letter, here's the content. She couldn't believe what it was written. She thought, how come I had never discovered this letter before? All the time was right under my nose, she thought as she read the letter, and tears rolled down her face, as it was a very touching message for her. Sophia knew her husband a long time back at a party in town. Was 1939. They were very young. She was 18. And he 19 when they met. Believe it or not, it was love at first view, said Sophia, remembering this beautiful night, and they danced the night together. All was a beautiful night. Sophia fell deeply in love with this handsome man she had just met. She asked if he felt just like her, and in response, grabbed Sophia firmly, and gave her the most passionate kiss she ever had, nearly fainting from emotion. And then the life went on after that night. Still invited Sophia to the zoo, and they went out to dinner several times. They stayed up late at night, seeing the stars, and I was still so happy with Sophia that he unexpectedly asked if she wanted to marry him. Sophia's eyes still they glow with joy when they remember that day they went to dinner, and suddenly he knelt down and asked if he wanted to marry with him. He had a beautiful ring, and both they were happy, so they soon got married. But unfortunately, their young love was gone, put to the test. It's the Second World War happening. Yada got a letter that put the young couple's happiness to the test. He was drafted into the army and was forced to defend his country. Sophia was heartbroken. She couldn't believe that I would have to say goodbye to her new husband so soon, and not knowing why. How long was she terrified? What if he didn't survive? And she never did. But no matter how much she cried and begged him not to go, had to go. However, he promised to write to she every day. He fulfilled his promise. She received many love letters that she kept it like it was one of her own most precious treasures. But one day, 5 months later, she received a letter that gave you goosebumps. Instead of getting one love letter with a beautiful poem of his, this advised to write a letter completely different. He was telling her it was too risky, is on the front line, and the enemy had quickly advanced. He didn't know when he would have the opportunity to write to her again on. Yet he also wrote that he loved deeply, and added that he wanted her to be happy with or without him, because she's too pretty to be sad. He said, dear Sophia, me promise you'll always enjoy the maximum every day, even if I don't be here more. What Sophia didn't know at that time was that this letter would be the last she would get from him. In months that followed, Sophia never had it again news from her husband. Although she did everything who could to satisfy the desires, I couldn't keep the fear and pain away from him. She continued to write, and even tried contact the official in charge of your division, but never received a clear answer if he was wounded in combat, died in battle, or was hiding from the enemy. Is something it wasn't right, otherwise he would have written a long time ago. But one day, Sophia had just woken up from a deep sleep when suddenly received an unexpected visit. That day, when the doorbell rang, Sophia could hardly get up and go to the door to open it. She couldn't sleep, concern of not knowing anything about the whereabouts of her husband. She slowly down the stairs to the front door. She opened it slowly when she saw who was there standing in the driveway. She couldn't hold back the tears of emotion, and with a huge smile on face, standing in the doorway was your Adam, safe and sound. He ran into your arms, laughing and crying along same time. They fell to the ground, and nothing more could separate them. Spent many happy years buying one home together, had children, and saw them grow. But one day, Sophia started to notice something. That you're welcome I always asked his tool several times a day, but he didn't think it was anything strange to the over the next few months. She noticed this strange behavior in your husband. Sometimes nothing was lost when was going to do something or forget appointments. After a year, things got worse, and the couple decided to go to the doctor. They received terrible news that still was suffering from dementia, and little by little, he was losing all his memories until you can no longer remembering nothing. Was a heavy blow to the lovers, but they decided that this wouldn't let them down. They enjoyed the time they had together. They traveled, danced, and occasionally went out to dinner together. They used to do in the old days. As De wrote many years ago, she was too beautiful to live sad in the. However, over the next few years, the Adams' mind continued to deteriorate until I couldn't even recognize his own wife and children. But Sophia continues to take care of him and never put on makeup. Be without happy or afraid of what. Sophia wasn't with him until the last minute of your life. So do passed away in the present. Sophia Lee. The letter that said, "Dear Sophia, if you are reading this letter is because I'm gone, but I don't want to see the sadness on your face. I had one beautiful life together with you, and I would not have missed it for nothing. At this point in time my life, I'm forgetting things little by little. That's why I'm writing this letter to you. As always, made my beloved, you were always the light of my existence. Because of you could enjoy my life, and never I felt just a moment, and I don't wait more of you. So dry your tears and look out at the world like this. How you are too beautiful for you to be sad, to suffer. My eternal love, I love you, and we will meet again. I love you." Sophia, still with tears in her eyes, looked around the room. There was a thing she knew for sure when she finished reading. Slowly, Sophia put the letter down, held it against the chest for a moment, then hugged his son. Sophia was so grateful that her husband left a letter for her that I could never imagine that if you didn't get rid of the workshop table, she would have lost the beautiful words of your adored Adar. But luckily your affectionate son found the message of love that lives for always, even after death. I hope you liked this story. Don't forget to like, comment, and if subscribe to always receive stories exciting like this. And thanks for to watch.